Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Frank's Handyman. Today we're going to be taking apart this whole section right here where you see that there's no roof anymore. We're going to be disconnecting all here the electrical wires and these tubes right here that are connected that was on that other section. We're also going to be just disconnecting all the lights as well as all the signs. And what we're going to really need for this is just going to be some drills to take off all of the screws as well as a saw. And it's pretty simple to take everything off. Of course, we just have to be careful with everything, that way we don't damage any of this stuff as well. This is pretty close to the road, as you're gonna see here in a little bit, so we have to be really careful, that way nothing spills over to the road, because of course we don't want to damage any cars on the side. So right now you're just gonna see how they do all this process, taking off all the plastic cover right here as well. They're gonna be doing it on the other side, but right now you're gonna see this whole process, how we take everything apart. We're also gonna be raising the roof a little bit more, this whole section, and it's going to go up about 8 feet, but we're going to do it by sections just because we also have to work with the time that the business is open, and they open pretty early, about 12 p.m. so we have to work around that section as well. So like I said, we're going to be taking everything apart on this section first, and then we're going to be raising the roof. It's pretty simple to do, but just have to be really careful when doing it, just like I said, because we don't want to damage everything. So right now you're just going to see this whole process, how everything unfolds and how they do this whole section right here. As you guys can see from this angle right here, the majority of it, it's almost gone. There's some things that we have to just still remove, like some of the doors here right now. We're going to be taking that door right there that would be closing that section off. We're going to just be unscrewing everything off. And of course, you also need a hammer just to take off all the nails, as you're seeing right now. And then we're going to also disconnect all these lights and make sure that they're still going to be functional to work, because we're going to reuse them later on. After cutting this piece right here, the majority of it's almost done. What we have to do is just take off the left side here, and we also have to take the sign off and be careful with it. He's going to unscrew all the screws on the bottom and on the top and take off all this section right here. And like I mentioned, it's right next to the road, so we have to be careful when doing this. Right now they're going to be working together to ensure that none of the wood falls onto the right side of the road, as you're going to see here in a little bit. After we remove this post right here, you see that the whole section now is clear. What we're gonna do with that table is that we're gonna drill a hole also in there and then just put an umbrella. But right now they're gonna be unscrewing all this section right here. That way they're able to raise it up a little bit higher. Like I said, it's gonna be about 2 inches higher into making it be as tall as 8 feet. And they're also, right now our colleague is taking off all the screws on top. And right now, like I said, we're just gonna be unscrewing everything. That way with the lever, we're gonna put two 2x4s in the middle, and then we're gonna raise it, and you're gonna see right now how this goes. Right now we're gonna need the measurements that we're gonna need on how high we're gonna put it, and then he's gonna carry it over here to the 2x4s. That way they're able to put on the lever and then slowly twist the lever. That way it raises up, as you're gonna see here in a little bit. It's gonna raise up this roof, and then that way it's gonna be at 8 feet, how they want it to be. And from here you can see how the lever pushed it up a little bit higher. It has to go on top of that post, so they're also going to be putting on a little bit extra because it still needs something to hold on to. So right now they're going to be putting this on both ends. That way they're able to raise it a little bit higher, as you see right here. And then they're going to be screwing everything on top right now. Once they got this section put on there, now what they need to do is just unscrew some of the ones that go across, and then that way it's able to shift a lot easier with the lever. Like I said, they're going to be raising it a little bit higher. It needs to be 8 feet. That's just a regulation that the city has. So right now with the lever, they're just going to be raising it slowly, just because you also don't want to make it fall. And then once they raise it above that, they're going to be putting screws on top. And after that, we have to eventually work the whole section here, but like I mentioned, we can't do everything in one day just because the business opens at a certain time, and they also need to have half of this section here be functional to work. So after this, it's going to be done for the day. We should be done tomorrow, so stay tuned for that, for the second part, to look at how it comes all along. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.